Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Thea 2, where honestly I'm not 100% sure what our overall goal is for today. Like, we were trying to work the scavengers up to 50 loyalty so that we could at least like have a little bit of a checkmark going here. You know, we're working on this, but we're talking about a pretty long game if we're getting to a domination victory. We have lots of the rest of the world to explore, so probably at some point relatively soon, we should try to get a boat, get a raft going. We're slowly gaining people, which is helpful, because like part of my concern with exploring out onto the other islands was that we might have a hard time maintaining our town and also an adventuring party if we couldn't get some more people, but that's turning out slowly. So I guess for now, we're just gonna keep on keeping on. I mean, we gotta deal with the light, right? Is that what our current quest is? Just like find some way. Yeah, this light is clearly poisoning the land. We just gotta like learn about the light. Okay, I guess let's get out there and do that then. It's like we're just ending the turn, I guess. I must have done everything I was gonna do this turn. Oh, we have this. That's right, we have Modulov. We have a new child. Well, if we're gonna build that trading post, we need malachite, right? Don't we have to make it out of... Where is it? Yeah, we need leather or gem or bone. And we don't have any easily gathered sources of leather or bone, so... Let's get some people on malachite then. We have plenty of food. We can move our actual gatherer over onto the malachite, and this child can come and help. We'll gather 10 each time the bar fills. How much do we actually need? It's a lot, right? Let's see, we don't have to use it for both halves, and it can just kind of be whatever, right? So we could use some quartz, I guess, for this. Honestly, it probably is going to end up just being us using 52 malachite to build this thing. So that's going to be a few turns. Alright, let's move over toward the scavenger camp. There is this blood bone. Uh-oh. The path that you were on seemed solid and safe, but you realized too late that you stepped into quicksand. We should be able to beat a level 3... Yeah, I was gonna say, this shouldn't be a problem. Physical challenges are like the only thing we're good at. We would kill it on Family Double Dare. They're not the only thing we're good at anymore. We're getting better at other stuff. Alright, Bozidar can learn a new level of Headbutt. I do like Headbutt a lot as a skill. Or he can upgrade his Guardian Demon quality. It seems... Okay, the only thing that actually changes here is that Energy Scattering gets better. It goes from a 1.6 modifier to a 2.1 modifier, and it is a very good skill. Let's go ahead and just upgrade how much of a Guardian Demon he is. A couple of your folk found themselves a child in the cabbage patch. Wow. Okay, well, her name looks like the English word mania, so that's a little disconcerting. Why are there so many children in our cabbage patches? I guess children love cabbages? I'm assuming that found some children in a cabbage patch is not a euphemism for, you know, produced children the old-fashioned way, given that both times we've seen it occur, it's been two women who found the child, I think.
What do you want here?
Okay. Again with that weird, like, doubled voice line. Hello. I just want to know if there's anything we can do for you. Predators. I would love to kill predators for you. Just telling them that we'll do it always increases their loyalty, which I appreciate. They have trust, you know? They know that if I say I'm going to fight them, I'm going to fight them. Alright, so we continue to gather fuel, we continue to gather food. Alright, let's see what's up with these predators. They are... oh, easy. In fact, it's only a single wolf. Weird. Okay, we got to 50. So, partially I was doing that because I was curious if getting to 50, like, it seems to be important, because that's when you're marked as friendly. So I was curious if getting to 50 was going to give us any extra options. Let's find out. The ground beneath your feet collapses and you fall into a tunnel. The rats are not attacking us immediately. Rats seem single-mindedly obsessed with carrying objects deeper into the tunnel. Things like branches, stones, pieces of bodies, bones, and equipment. You may also have spotted a person being carried away by the swarm. Huh. Have to be a very small person, I guess? Some of the rats begin tugging at your feet as if to carry you too, but for now they judge it too hard of a task. Okay, well, where is it that they're carrying all of their treasure? Because we should go there. Farther into the tunnel, you see an obese rat slumped on a throne made of rat droppings, bones, and odd bits. Smaller rats swarm around the seat and add new layers. That's okay. Do we find the Rat King? I mean, this is going to be a completely trivial challenge. The rat nest is mostly a pile of dung and debris, but you may be able to salvage some goods. What did we salvage? We salvaged... okay, nothing of interest. That was weird. That was a weird variation on that event. Okay, so now that we're friendly...
What do you want here?
Okay, I guess we're just trading. Trader's stalls stand open for you. What is this? Oh. You get another... ooh, a plus gathering demon. That's actually pretty useful. A plus gathering thing for the pet slot. Okay, these are not very good gathering tools. Huh. These seem like they're exactly the same object, right? They both are 117% increase in crafting. Why is one of them so much more valuable than the other? Oh, see, this one's made of metal and gem, while this one's made of metal and stone. Okay, so we gotta pay a lot of attention to the materials we make things with, because it seems like it matters a lot in terms of their value. Piece of jewelry, what is this? An amber crafting tool. These are all pretty bad crafting and gathering tools. I think we can make better. I'm not gonna bother paying for these. We're definitely gonna take this, though. Oh, the trained wild boar actually, in addition to being a summonable, increases movement speed. That's pretty cool. This is like decent metal. 0.9 essence per thing. We don't really have a lot of sources of metal. Okay, so let's say I want to sell my extra wands and stuff. We have a bunch of equipment that I don't actually want to use. Let's not sell the bow. We don't have a lot of ranged weapons right now. Let's hold on to this. Like, if I sold off these things that I don't want, this is only 700. Yeah, it's only 700 value worth of. Oh, I did that wrong. Yes, put all of it in there. And then also the iron, I think. And we'll also sell them. I might hold on to the spear. We could drop like this thing and. We're short 27. I give them 7 wood. Okay, I think this is a good deal. It helping us trade for things that we have a hard time naturally getting. If we could found another city, we would definitely found it near some metal. And who knows, we may yet be able to. Okay, so we don't really want to equip that pet on anybody here. I guess let's head back to the town? We go back to the Lightbringer's village, but the last time we were there, the only option we had was a difficulty 7 physical challenge, right? I suppose we may as well check it out. It's not that far out of the way back. And it will be a pain to come out here again, so may as well. You come to a settlement claimed by the light. Its folk roam the streets in unison, working, crafting, plowing the fields, all in silence all together. Yeah, so I came to establish a friendship, and yeah. This is an abomination that defies both turmoil and light. Attack head on. I do not... So if you are turmoil or light, you're too upset about the place to have any other options. Svarog is not good at resolving this problem peacefully, it seems like. Okay, well, I guess let's head back home. So this is a difficulty 3 challenge. We should fight some of these light things that are all around the town, right? First of all, they're making me nervous. But secondly, they totally might give us some sort of valuable insight into what exactly is going on with the light. Someone is trying to entrance you with their silver tongues. Well, it turns out I'm pretty good at resisting entrancement. Okay, not as good as I had hoped. Alright, the child's leveling up, so we could level wits. I'm sort of inclined to think that you should just take... Well, I was going to say you should just always take the 2 with a child, because it seems like high stats are maybe really important for passing the challenge. But I suppose really what you want to do is specialize. You don't want to have the largest total number of stat points. You want to have something that is actually high. We could go for wits again. We went for wits on a child previously. It didn't really take us anywhere. This child has better stats, though. Let's wits focus. Let's see if we can get anything out of it. Okay, this is another settlement plagued by the light, apparently. It doesn't look like a settlement plagued by the light. It looks like some weird light tentacles that are growing out of the ground, but hey, what do I know? A sudden gust of wind heralds the coming of a dirt storm. Because we have some scavengers, your people roam the plains in search of the next opportunity. Find your way to safety quickly. Yeah, let's see. You quickly seek out a hollow to lie in and wait the dirt storm out. It seems like the place you stumbled upon is a beast cemetery, but you may also find some good bones here. Okay, 0.9 essence, those are alright bones. And again, someone is attempting to entrance us with their silver tongues. Well, here's the thing. This time I have the option of just killing you, and I am going to take it. Victory with injuries, huh? Against the difficulty 2? Let's resolve this manually. We might be able to do better than that. I feel like we ought to be able to do better than that. So... we probably just want to get to the table here. Like, because there's such a narrow zone to play stuff, it feels to me like a really fast weapon attack is probably a good idea. And he does the most damage. Oof. Okay, well that's like a real guy right there. Fortunately, he cannot play in this column again, so we could put somebody behind. Like, yeah, we could drop Bozidar back here and have him do some energy scattering. That guy's attack does 11 damage and is on 12 delay. Trying to be smart here because our frontline attack slots are at a pretty serious premium. I kind of want to just put this guy down again, because we're still before him. Okay. Yeah, he has a long-range move there as well. That's annoying. So let's go energy scattering on 10.8. So we're looking at 36 total damage. And faster than he's going. And then we could do a shield others for 7 to give Grzegorz 14 more armor with which to resist the attacks. I think we've probably baited them into playing in this column. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, so we have two action points left. Well, they really like him. Okay, 17 is a little slower than I would like. So we're doing... Now that they've placed him here, we're probably doing 6 damage from the splash. So we're looking at 38, 48 total damage. It's not quite lethal. We need to do a little bit more damage, and it would be nice if we could do it before 16.2 delay. How much more damage do I need? 48, so he's at 49. It just has to be like anything, right? Honestly, Bozidar's not terrible. 15.5 means that 2 of the attacks will go off. 14.2 is not bad. Randomly attacks one target is like totally okay. And then we'll throw out also... Yeah, you don't have headbutt, unfortunately. We could do another shield. No, I mean, it should just be him, right? Just in case they play something unexpected here, we have a little bit of backup damage. Because they do still have an action point. Okay. Interesting. Alright, well, the hammer blow will solve the problem. We did take a little bit more damage there than I was hoping. And they still have 2 cards left, so we're doing damage to the stuff. We killed one of the cards in their hand. Yeah, Grzegorz has become way better. Like, he has become an instrumental part of our strategy here. Alright, that thing is really fast. Who has a good headbutt? 8.5? That's not fast enough. And we do have a sub skill that we can cast that just directly slows an enemy. It only increases their delay by 1 point, so it won't get it slower than the sword attack. I guess we could cast it twice? That feels pretty bad. His version increases them by 1.2, which would get it tied with the sword attack. I don't actually know what happens in that case. Okay, let's throw you down right here to absorb the hit. And Bozidar and I guess do energy scattering. I want them to play some more cards before I do the delay thing, because it can multi-target. Speed of the swarm. Oh, well, that's a problem. Is it 3 targets? Affects 3 opponents in a horizontal line. Yeah, okay, so we just want to play people who have basically distance attacks here. .0. I mean, we're not really going to get faster enough. So maybe I want to instead play some delay. Or play some armor. But I guess with these guys having the sword splash attacks, maybe the best thing to do really is to just do Mass Lullaby. That slowed him to 7.2. And then also do Hunter's Mark? So that did move us in front of him in the action. I don't know how the ties are resolved still. I guess we got lucky. Wow, we got a lot of stuff there. A small amount of a lot of different things. Wooden shield, that's fine. I don't know. Just taking the auto-resolve result there might actually have been better. I took quite a lot of damage on that. Okay, the good news is all of these beasts are completely trivial. God, I love the way the auto-resolving works in this game. Okay, Zuzka, our crafter, has gained another rank of Master Gatherer or a rank of Craftsman if we want. Well, I think we almost certainly want Master Gatherer, right? Specialize. Okay, so where are we at on Malachite now? 45. We need one more successful gather of it. So interacting with these light dudes doesn't really seem to help very much. I guess I should have made camp at the end of the turn. Alright. Resist their entrancing charms and try to intimidate them instead? No, we'll do this. I'm just going to take the Slightly harmful auto-resolve. Okay, yeah, that's probably better than the outcome I was going to get. An iron shield and a wooden polearm. Does have that first strike capability. Does seem useful. Oh, right, the new kid. I forgot to put the new kid on a task. Let's have the new kid. Can you... You can push us over onto only needing one more turn to get the last bit of malachite. So kids are apparently fairly common. You don't have any control over when you get them, but you are going to get more children. Oh, it's winter! Seasonal effects. Experience point gained from events doubled from for all characters. That's weirdly specific. I guess we get a lot of XP from events, though. Alright, so darkness and scorch are still totally possible. We'll keep an eye on the weather. Like the way this looks. Yeah, sort of the winter skin here. Alright, you all come back home. Get into town. Let's work together. We got a big building that we got to put together here. 2 points of intelligence affecting crafting feels pretty important. Let's see. We are currently getting 0.8 crafting from our intelligence. So you get 20% of your intelligence is crafting. And we're getting 4.8 crafting from wisdom. So wisdom is better for crafting than intelligence is, because we're getting a little bit over a third. But it's not twice as good. 2 points of intelligence is still more crafting than 1 point of wisdom, it seems like. If I'm interpreting those numbers correctly. Okay. So, we want to quickly assemble for ourselves a trading post. And I am just going to make it entirely out of malachite, is that right? I mean, I prefer to use... Hold on, we actually have a lot of bone now. I prefer to use crappy stuff, because this is the... Yeah, we can use... Well, hold on. I shouldn't use iron, because we don't have a lot of sources of metal. And part of the reason I'm using malachite is just because it's available to us. Yeah, because the 5 essence is enough to cap this out. A trader will show up immediately, you get a chance he will visit you in the future, and you'll just get a metal bar or a gem each turn. Totally fine by me. Hold on a second. Let's pull everybody for a second here. So Bozidar is great at stuff. Moimira is actually a very good crafter, but she doesn't take a turn off of this. And she's an excellent gatherer. Yeah, we wanna just leave these two to this task. Alright, we don't really need almost any of the stuff that we can get here, honestly. Like, we're in a pretty good place. Let's get ourselves some more grain. And then we can do a little bit of cooking. The thing is, we're not low on anything. We can make some more relata. We can make a little bit of relata. So is there anything else that we'd like to craft with the materials that we have? More crafting tools and gathering tools is probably a good idea. We also have some stuff that we want to distribute, right? So we should, first of all, on our premier gatherer, we drop the crow, who is giving half a point of gathering, or a friendly house demon. Then the crow can... Just like increasing the stats of the kids seems like an important thing to do, right? So you are 33 turns away from being grown up. Okay, these are all of our kids. So we should give our kids stats. Sanity and mysticism, honestly, I don't know. These are not terribly important. But sure, have a cat. And then these two don't confer any stat bonus at all. These are combat pets. Hard to imagine we'd ever want to use a combat pet with Dirad, though. The same is true of him. Maybe we should take the bear off of him. Because, like, now their abilities are so powerful. We took Dobromilla out for combat. She's pretty useful. I'm going to give her the bear. That makes us way more likely to use her in physical challenges. And then we should put the spiders on somebody. It shouldn't just be sitting. So I guess we'll put them on these two. Yeah, we have a lot of good skills now. It's less important for us to jam pets on everybody. Okay, we have jewelry. 3.2 weapon block, 4.0 weapon block. Well, probably we favor him a little bit because he's going to find himself in front of the enemies a lot. And then you don't really need more armor. Because I'm not playing our crafter as a fighter anymore. He's mostly armoring people. So I guess it makes the most sense for it to be you. And then these are all just different types of weapons, effectively. This iron shield is not as good as this elven shield. Okay. I think we're cool on equipment for now. So we have all these people. Well, how many people have gathering or crafting tools? Because we have a tool slot. There's no reason that we shouldn't just fill this for everybody, right? So we've been using Moimira to gather. She has a tool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not like super important, but let's make a bunch of gathering tools, basically. Because there's sometimes when we're out adventuring, we end up near a source of like bloodbone or something, and it might be a good idea for us to stop and gather. So, what are the best kinds of gathering tools that we can make? Gathering tools are made out of wood, gems, and leather. If we were to make one out of gem, okay, out of leather, and out of wood. Okay, so we're not seeing any particular bonuses from any particular type of crafting essence. So it's a little bit better that they're crafted out of leather, which we don't have a lot of. We could use some of this elven wood. Just get a little bit more total essence because of the fact that we can put more wood into it. 3.3 gathering, or 131% gathering, or 122%, but also rituals and group carry. Let's, a 31% increase versus 3.3 gain. This is a little tedious to min-max because we're talking about a bunch of different people, but we're talking about people who have like 3 gathering, 4 gathering. Okay, so in general, the flat gains are going to be better. Those are the sorts of thresholds we're looking at. Okay, let's make one pretty good one. And then to have enough resources to build more, we're definitely going to have to get back on getting malachite. They're going to be mostly made of malachite after this. This kid has 79 gathering. I mean, I guess it's got to be both of you, because you're the only two who are left who are any good at this. You actually do have to get back on malachite, and we can afford to not gather food or wood for a little while. You guys get over there and assist. We're going to need as much as we can get. And then Diarad can throw his arm on this, I guess. He gets a turn off of it. So after we finish the trading post, we'll pull the good crafters onto another gathering tool, and we can get some stuff done pretty quickly, I think. Also, our town is in no danger at all. Oh, I forgot that I had somebody cooking. That's probably enough. You don't need to do that anymore. I guess we can just start another gathering tool, probably. So, this one's going to be... We're going to be just as good. We have just barely enough resources to make it. Yeah, we're just going for flat points here. Hey, your trading post has attracted your first visitors. Great. Goblin Trader offers their wares. We're no friends of ours, so you'll have to pay us extra first. Fine. Fine. He wants 50 value. What does he have? What's interesting? Okay, a fur gathering tool. It's only slightly better than the ones we're making. We could get... Okay, a piece of jewelry that actually confers a skill. That's nice. It's weapon block, and we could get some armor, but we can make armor. I'm not too worried about that. A quartz hatchet. So this is a one-handed weapon with a 1.9 times strength modifier. That seems pretty good. And its attack is quite fast. Unfortunately, I can't... Can I see the equipment that's on our people? No, those are categories. Okay. This seems good to me, but I'm not actually sure. Ooh, look at that. They have some really great crafting materials. Maybe that's what we should be more concerned about. Like, this is very good leather. If I wanted all of this leather, that would be very expensive. Well, we can afford to sell off some of our equipment. Like, we have some shields that we don't need. We have this iron sword that I don't care for. And then... we have little bits of stuff here and there. Like, we have all this granite. I'd like to hold on to the granite to use it for crafting. Unfortunately, they caught us at a moment when our supplies of stuff are pretty low. We don't have enough malachite. If we want to get some of this cool stuff, we're going to have to be willing to trade off some things that we don't really want to trade off. $15 granite is not really enough to build anything out of. And it goes a long way toward covering our cost here. Same thing with 7 clay. And then that's 1.4 essence metal there. Like, these don't really help us. It doesn't help us to have 1 bar of gold. And then we still need to make up 1,500 value here. I think this is worth doing. It's just going to be a little bit costly is all. I really don't want to trade off the mithril, but man, it is valuable. So we have 400 value worth of malachite, which is an easy trade because we can just get more. Topaz is just as good as malachite, basically. I mean, we only have 1. We may as well trade it. We don't really need to hold on to these, like, small amounts of leathers. We don't need to hold on to small amounts of stuff. Yeah, 11 mithril is actually, like, potentially enough to make something out of. Especially because if we were to take an advancement point in mithril, we'd get 10 more, and we could work with that. Let's give up, like, the rest of the elven wood, and this dark wood is in a kind of a similar place as the mithril. We need to cover, like, 300 more value. We can trade off most of our wood. Like, leave me a couple wood. And then do we want to get anything else from them? Probably not. This is expensive enough. We could take back 96 value worth of stuff, I guess. And if we take back any granite, we're gonna just screw this up again. We certainly don't need to take back wood, though. I'll take back 2 malachite. I want to arrange this like this. Because we are using that malachite for stuff. And then I guess just like 6 of my wood. Apparently can't do math. Whatever, it's fine. Here, a slightly in your favor deal. Okay, that's enough leather to make something interesting out of, potentially. Make a couple of interesting things out of. Oh, okay, it automatically spreads, puts them into the other things we're crafting. That's actually really nice. Okay, we're gonna get 10 more malachite this coming turn. And now that we have a gathering tool, we definitely put it on somebody who is gathering. So, who stays in the village and gathers? Moimira and Zuska already have gathering tools. And the children are just going to be gathering for right now anyway. So, you get it. I mean, I think you're currently crafting, but you know what I mean. You'll be gathering again soon. And then I suppose we got to start a new crafting task. I think we are a little short on materials for the moment. I'm certainly not going to spend this like good leather on these temporary materials. So I think what we do for now is put the kids on gathering for a moment. When we get malachite again next turn, we'll have enough to start making something. Well, somebody has to replenish the wood supplies. And I guess we don't have a lot of quartz. Just start working on getting me some quartz. Alright, we'll put this other gathering tool on the other kid. Both the children are gathering right now anyway. Oh, I'm a little bit short. You know what? How different is it? 2.6 versus 3.0? Yeah, I'll make one that's slightly worse. Just to avoid having to wait an extra turn. We don't quite have the wood to cover... Yeah, this is fine. Alright, make me one of these. Can we get this down to... We cannot get this down... Yes, we can just barely get this down to 1 turn. Alright, Dobromila goes out and fights, so we could improve her Hunter's Mark, give it an extra half point of delay, or we could give her a level of Master Craftsman. You know, honestly, an extra half second of delay, like, this is not an amazing skill. But it is usable in all kinds of challenges. Yeah, I'm going to take this. She's not going to spend a lot of time crafting. And sure, mysticism for the kids. So maybe that... I'm sure her name is not pronounced Mania. It's probably Manaya or something. I don't know. That's a wild thing for a person to be named, though. Okay, we have now enough resources to, like, do one of these. 2.6, absolutely fine. Because I do want to get, like, back out there. Okay, so we still need 3 more. Or, sorry, we still need 2 more. We may as well fill up every slot we can meaningfully fill up on our characters, right? Okay, it is windy. This is a very scary wind, apparently. The kind of wind that just actively drains your sanity and your faith in the gods. What manner of god would allow it to be this windy? Alright, we need 1 more gathering tool. What do we make? It looks like we're going to have to wait a turn on this, because I certainly... Oh, we have bad leather. Yeah, sure. Can I... Nope. Left click. Okay. If I hit this... Okay. Here we go. Here's how you can assign people without dragging them. Okay, now I think we are ready to send the adventuring crew back out. Oh, hey, I think I made a masterwork malachite gathering tool. It is slightly more effective than the other gathering tools. Alright, we don't have any advancement points. They're starting to get pretty expensive. You see we're at 26 research per point here. So, we're not in a big hurry to gather more malachite. Although I suppose it would be handy to just have some on hand for the purpose of trading. Let's hang out for 2 more turns. Well, let's hang out for a couple more turns. Let's gather a little bit more. Especially, I'm thinking, trade goods. Yeah, we'll hang out for 2 more turns. We'll just get ourselves a big load of trade goods for if a trader should occur. And then we'll send people back out. So you could get Dizziness Powder, which gives Mass Lullaby, which does seem to be a pretty good skill. Or Protect Others, which is also a pretty good skill. I think I'd rather have Mass Lullaby. And then he's doing a lot of fighting that is strength-based. I think I'd prefer a point of strength over 2 points of perception for him. I think it's also true for you. Okay, I was kind of hoping the window's going to come to an end. 1 sanity and 2 faith each turn. That's not that big a deal. Alright, let's party up again. Or maybe we should build a raft. I'm assuming that the way a raft works is we put it in the inventory of the group and they sail out with it. Is this a time for rafting? Have we adequately explored our own landmass? No, not really. How tough would it be to make a raft? Out of curiosity. Okay, they're not super hard to make. Make a sweet bone raft. Sea movement points, 4.2, also allows you to carry stuff. So if we make a better quality of raft, we're just increasing the movement speed pretty much, yeah. That's not a big deal. I don't care too much about that, I don't think. So it would be 500 crafting points to make one of these. We could do a couple of turns of building. How much harder is it to make like a decent boat? Okay, let's make a raft. How expensive did it, or how heavy was it? Oh, 200, that's fine. We could carry around a raft. So, let's pull... You lot... Actually, hold on. I'm going to pull everybody. Because I'm going to completely reassign everyone anyway. Okay, you and you and you get to work on this. Shame that our gatherer is also one of our best gatherer is also one of our best crafters. We don't actually need her for this. We could have even the kids will provide enough to finish it with this support. We're gonna have to have some constant research going on. So we have a little bit of research coming in from the school every turn. Yeah, it's just generating 1/5 of a point every turn, but we need more than that. And the town is in a pretty good place. So why don't we have... You're probably coming out with us. Yeah, we'll have you work on research for the moment. That'll get reconfigured at some point. Now that we have ourselves a raft, let's make our adventuring party. Alright, the crafter is still valuable in combat, even if he rarely fights on his own anymore. So Bramila, also valuable in combat. And a bunch of very helpful people in the comments pointed out that we can do this and transfer food. All of the varieties... How does this work? So you want to take 50% of all available food, which seems reasonable enough to me. Okay, yes, it does split it, and it takes half of each different item. That's wonderful. Thank you very much, all the people who pointed that out. And then, yeah, we'll just leave them with a little bit in the town. Okay, so you're getting off of study. You go help study. Actually, yeah, the house demon is still... House demon is not one of the better gatherers. Yeah, you can study. I want 3 people on this, but I want our 2 best gatherers to be available for the gathering. Okay, somebody's got to refill the wood supplies, and gonna bump you around on food for a little while. Lots of stuff to trade with, though. Oh, I didn't take the raft. So we have raft, we have fuel, we have food. We could take some... We're not anywhere near our group carry limit, so we could take some weapons and stuff, just... This is mostly about having trade goods. 348. Is there... Sort by value. Okay, so these are reasonably valuable. Alright, good enough. And yeah, we're only at half of the group's carry limit. These are 4 hearty adventurers. See, what I'm thinking is, we know that there's just like a narrow strait, and then there's more land over here. We don't have to sail quite as far as we would have to get to another actual landmass. So let's head that way. See what's over there. Also, I really appreciate the fact that like there's a lot of different character art, and it seems like each piece of art has an actual accompanying 3D model, right? Because these are recognizably the people in our inventory screens. I really appreciate that. Well, let's deal with this situation. Okay, get some stuff. So we have cleared all of the obvious light things. We can't interact with that just yet. I think for right now, our plan has to be continue to get stronger. One of your groups is carrying more than they can handle. It will suffer penalties. Their movement is reduced by 1 MP. Oh, your carry limit gets completely replaced by the boat's carry limit. Ah, okay. It's reduced by 1 MP for every 10% of weight they carry above their limit. Alright, so we should still be able to move, though. We don't have to go very far. Yep, gathering and crafting up. Seems fine. We'll need a real boat if we're going to cross any of the other land masses. Okay, what have we here? Oh, that's just iron. I don't actually know how to get out of the water. Mimira, I think, also probably just takes Destiny. Okay, the extra sea movement has boosted us out of the water. Okay, so stingers and also some traders and stuff. We really need to figure out how to found a second town as well. I wonder if that's a thing where like you need to go to the other islands first. Oh, an armed group of scavengers stands before you. Greet your allies. Ah, you godfolk. Good to see you. Yeah, okay, that's a fair description, I suppose. Would you like to trade? Perhaps you have some cool stuff that we can trade for that is lighter than the stuff that we are carrying. There's some more bone javelins. The javelins seem interesting. So sort by weight. What am I carrying that is heaviest? This doesn't seem amazing. It's only 61 pounds. This bow is like remarkably heavy. Well, these guys don't have anything really great. I think I'm willing to skip trading with them. Brought trade value out here. I was hoping we'd find something a little bit better to do with it. Okay, so just another scavenger town. Hey, do you guys have anything to trade that is more interesting? Not really. A bone sword is pretty, like, low value. And a sandstone hatchet is kind of neat. Like, that fast 1.8 times strength attack does seem pretty useful. Unfortunately, this is heavier than the stuff we're carrying. Skills. Divine Goal increases destiny and perception. That's actually kind of cool. That's a piece of jewelry I think we could find a use for. Let's give up. You know, we're not going to use this bow. Let's be honest. And by the time we actually have need for a bow, we'll probably be able to just build one if we want. We don't have access to coal. It says it's useless for crafting, so maybe we don't need coal as long as we have other sources of fuel. We don't have access to herbs, naturally, and we could cook stuff with the herbs. Thinking we have like a little bit of trade balance left here. Yeah, I think we are giving up a lot of weight this way. Honestly, this thing's not useful to us. Hold on. We just trade for a lot of low weight, reasonably valuable goods. I don't know what coal is useful for. Let's just take it. Maybe we'll have need of it. Stone is not exactly light, but we don't have access to a lot of natural stone. It seems to me like you want to probably trade for the types of trade goods that you have trouble producing yourself, right? That is how trade has traditionally worked in the world. Don't think I want to take any of their... Yeah, they're not great at making tools. Yeah, this is fine. This is an okay trade. So, 2022, but that's with the raft, right? The raft doesn't have to carry itself. We didn't go down on weight very much. We're still about where we were. Come across an old hut in the woods. Okay. Quite run down, but there's smoke coming from the chimney. An old hooded woman answers the door and gestures for you to enter. She then returns to her rocking chair, sits, and says, come in, strangers. May I offer you hot food, sweets, or perhaps some trade? It's a witch, kill her. Or go in and speak to her. It does sound like a witch, is the thing. I don't think I am going to just kill her, though. If we end up in a challenge against her, I'm reasonably sure we could figure it out. Let's find out. Let's go in and speak to her. Make brew with a good kick to it if you like. Of course, there'll be a price. Offer her food supplies in exchange for some of her wisdom. We do have 52 turns worth of food. Okay, so she would like 50 value worth of food. Well, a couple of sandwiches will cover that. And then, like, one vegetable. The old hag tells you many fun tales. She finishes with, so now you know in life the most precious things are hot water, good teeth, and a soft pillow for your old arse to sit on. Somehow you do not feel any wiser. I'm not just gonna kill her. Stop it. I don't know, I feel a little bit wiser. A building seems to have appeared close to your location. That's strange. Let's have a look at it. Okay.
As you recover from yet another nasty tremor and look around in the debris for useful resources, you spot an odd-looking man sitting behind a table, surrounded by all sorts of strange contraptions, scrolls, files, and tools.
Boy, they really do just want to give you the option of murdering every person you meet. If that's the thing you are into, this is the game for you.
You approach the man, and he looks up at you, puzzled, then looks around for a bit and mumbles,
Damn mercs, one tremor and they've run off. What? I mean, how can I help you?
Hey man, what's up? Is this your stuff? because, you know, it could be my stuff suddenly.
Oh, well, I'm measuring the tremors, the strength, how long they last, the frequency with which they occur, trying to pinpoint the epicenter, you see.
How could he possibly have tools that would be useful for this?
Like finding patient zero, I suppose. That is, a person who fell ill first, or in this case, a place perhaps. That is the thing that began the disaster, be it disease, curse, act of the gods. They all tend to have a beginning. Like the burning of the cosmic tree that brought about the darkness centuries ago, yes?
Is that what happened there? I guess, you know what, I don't really know that much about the history of this place, having not played the first game. This might be good information for us.
Ah, well, the not-so-reputable history of my profession. The long and the short of it is that scholars meddled with the ways of the gods, thought to rid us all of magic, bring about an age of reason. Only they didn't account for the gods having an actual world-saving job. The cosmic tree, you see, is the core that makes our Slavian gods divine. Its roots hold the key to the underworlds. The trunk gives connection to the mortal realms. And the crown, well, that keeps the darkness in check. The tree burnt. The age of darkness consumed us until the awakening. Brave champions of the gods restored the tree, and thus gave divine power back to the pantheon. Or at least that's the official line. There were rumors of other paths, tales of the tree being reborn despite those faithful failing the task. Attempts to keep the dark going, all sorts. And there is talk of gods fighting, disappearing. I do not know more. It is not my area of expertise.
For some reason, his voice got really quiet for that last bit. Okay, so... The Tales of the Tree being reborn, it seems like things would be better then with the tree? So why is everything still all screwed up? The darkness isn't gone, it still lurks in places, and now the noon light burns so bright and the shakes destroy so much.
Ah, the right question, precisely. Why indeed? The tree is saved, but it is clearly weakened again, perhaps threatened by the Shattering. Gods that once were have disappeared, and others have come to be, and all are trying to learn why this is happening. I suspected giants, of course, but I don't know.
Boy, they'd have to be awfully big.
The giants, yes. There is speculation that the two are related, but in what way I do not know. Giants did return, but they were put back to sleep, else we'd see them roaming our land still. It's not like they were stealthy about it, so some other connection must be hidden from us.
Okay, so... Alright, why are you investigating the tremors? I guess, is maybe the question we should have asked first.
No, not directly, I would imagine. But some things shattered the Earth, and while we survived, the shaking is getting more frequent. I fear we may yet face extinction if we do nothing.
Yeah, I suppose if the planet shook itself apart, that would be pretty bad for us. Do you plan to stop it yourself?
Me? Oh, gods no. You will, or won't. That will be your choice once more, I suppose, as the wheel must turn. I'm merely taking measurements, looking for clues, and happy to share them.
I feel like our character should already know the answer to why does he say that about you.
I'm a learned man. I just know these things.
Alright, come on, buddy.
He goes quiet for a time, murmurs something under his breath, then replies.
I am a scholar, yes, but no stranger to the ways of fate. I see many things, and many are so confusing. Past, present, future, possibilities spilling over and over. And I saw you come to me, and I see you as you are, chosen or what have you. Not merely by your gods, for with those I squabble a lot, but by fate. Now enough of my ramblings, no?
Yeah, okay, that was the obvious answer. Alright, do you have any actual clues then?
I'm close, but I need to take measurements from within a cave, and it seems occupied by bandits. A large cohort, uninterested in the fate of the world, you see.
Okay, bandits, finally, a problem that we are qualified to deal with.
Well, the way I see it, there are a few ways to deal with it. One, try to parley with a lot. An awful idea if you ask me, but who knows? Second's obvious, but not my cup of tea. Brute force. And then there's always other ways. Like I heard the scavengers who live nearby hate the bandits. The feud amongst rabble, hey? Perhaps use that.
You need to get rid of the bandits or convince them to let him set up camp. I think we can probably get rid of these bandits.
Yes, your grasp of the finer details is impressive. I should also say I tried asking them. Got myself robbed, beaten, and barely escaped with my life. Just so you know the sort you're dealing with, if you choose to help, that is.
Yeah, we can do this. Alright, so what are we talking about here? Where is nearby? Nearby is over there. Alright. Easy enough. Wow, there's a lot of bloodbone and sandstone around here.
Ever since that odd dream, or even before that, you had a sense of the world being wrong. It is a fleeting feeling, a butterfly that flutters in your gut every now and again. You ignored it before, but now its intensity makes you fall to your knees. And as you look around, searching for a reason, a black crow lands on a branch and stares at you intensely.
And of course we have the immediate option to kill the crow. Okay, well I mean, it's just a bird. I know that crows are often regarded as ominous, but I don't think we need to kill a random crow just for landing sort of near us. Also, if the crow is a harbinger of something else, attacking it isn't going to help. Like, it's not going to ward off whatever it's a harbinger of. Reach out to the creature to show that you are no danger to it and you wish to communicate. Maybe it's a magic crow. Or just ignore it. Let's talk to it. Maybe I'm going to end up feeling silly here, but...
The crow speaks as it soars above you. Was it ever on the branch?
Your actions are sound, but is it the path your domain would demand? Or did you choose on a moment's whim without considering your true path? There is much for you to learn, Chosen.
So our maximum sanity just went down by 2 points. Okay, that's not great. It's not your choice, but another Chosen who took that path. Now, let's ask what it wants from us.
I am no one of importance, at least not to you, but I do have a question for you. Why are you needed? Why don't your gods send armies of Chosen to solve this world-shattering problem? And do you think you have reached your true potential yet, Chosen One?
And it's a fair question. I assume that I assume that the gods are sort of ineffable, and maybe that's not a reasonable assumption to make. It could be that the gods of this tradition are a little bit more similar to Greek gods, where they're, a little more human-y. Say that you do not question the will of the gods, they have their reasons. Say that you walk your own path and care little for what the gods think. I don't think that would be smart. Or admit that the question has crossed... alright, I'm curious, Crow. Do you know?
An inquisitive mind is the brightest, yes. I do, but I will not share them with you. I am merely here to point you in the right direction. If you wish to unlock your true potential, you must find out why the gods remain weak. Follow your divine path and search for the truth.
Okay, so we gotta lean into one of our domains here. I mean, we're pretty good at physical combat, so maybe following Turmoil is the right call? I'm assuming that the choice we make here is going to set up some future challenges for us. And I think the types of challenges we're best at are definitely the sort we can kill with a sword. Okay, well, research points and experience.
You come to a mound that looks like a red blemish, unnaturally formed from a strange reddish clay. There is a tear in the middle, and beyond it you know lies the Red Ridger camp. Just like the alchemist said, the camp is well situated to repel any attacks, with plenty of natural cover and good line of sight. You are not able to spot much from a safe distance, but you see regular patrols of fairly well-armed folk.
Okay, 7 again. This seems like, first of all, we're going to need more good fighters, and secondly, we're going to need to learn to make some proper weapons, because the stuff we're using is very basic. Let's, I guess, try chatting with them.
As you walk towards the camp, you sense that you are being watched. A small group of ruffians meets you at the edge of the camp. One of them, a burly-looking human, speaks.
It isn't often that folk hand themselves to us, so I'll assume you have business here.
Make sure they see your strength. Then answer that you wish to gain access to the cave in the Red Mound. We're just going to ask them about the cave while surreptitiously flexing constantly. Yeah, let's try it.
Suppose you look impressive yeah, so we can talk. But you with that oddball bookworm type, we told him and we'll tell you. That cave is our turf. No stragglers, no sightseeing.
We're not going to be able to do either of these things. So we don't have an option not to engage the combat, but we're definitely going to have to run away. I guess this would be a good opportunity to see what a level 6 or 7 challenge actually looks like numerically before we retreat. My guess is that attack followed by a retreat is probably not going to, like... My immediate concern here is that if we attack them and then run away, they might remember in the future that we attacked them. I don't know if the game actually works that way. Let's attack because I want to see what a difficulty 7 physical challenge looks like. Because, of course, we have others of those ahead of us. So, a 28 damage hammer with 66 armor. Okay. Let's put some bodies down on the field here. I want to try to draw out some more of them. As far as I know, there is no reason not to do this. Spider, get him. You have retaliation. That's right, I forgot about that. You will also put out a spider. Check out these extremely cool spiders. Okay, horizontal splash, 20 damage. This guy seems like he's from a difficulty class above this one. Like, this dude, his weapon damage is high, but he seems takeable. Let's go ahead and put... I'm a little nervous about putting our actual characters out on the field because they might have abilities that deal damage when the character is played or something. But let's give him one of these. Let our scouting spiders hold the field for a moment. Because we can retreat at any time. Yeah, see, stuff like that. What did you just do? We don't actually see an indication of what he just did. Okay, so we can see his brute force does 9 damage. He's not actually that, statistically, that far out of our range. I guess 100 health is something. But it seems like his equipment is really good. That's like the biggest difference. Alright, I think we can wave off here. There might be bad consequence if you do. There will be bad consequence if you don't.
The bandits beat you badly and force you to flee, taking some of your belongings. As you escape, the alchemist approaches you.
Oh my, you went in with a hammer, didn't you? Fat chance of getting in that way. Here, there's a scavenger camp not too far. They hate the Red Ridge bandits. Perhaps you can get revenge and find me a way in still.
Okay, so we lost stuff we traded for. We lost quite a bit of food. Oh, we still get some research and some XP. Right, we have 18 turns of food left. Let's go visit the bandits. We'll see if there's anything that they can do to help us out here. Or the scavengers, rather. Okay, this I am not concerned about. The traumatic events of the last few days made it clear your child is a child no more. Alright, much love. Time to grow up. Become a hunter, you can become a warrior, or we can just make you another gatherer. The training is less perilous. So your stats are not great. I mean, you are a child, to be fair. We could use another crafter as well, actually. And you really didn't develop in any direction very much. Yeah, let's try to get another crafter. Path of craftsmanship is not filled with physical danger, but it is a grueling and demanding path still. Okay, hey, that actually worked. We actually have a crafter. 21 points of crafting. How does that compare to our chosen crafter? Very well, in fact. Yeah, wow, 21 points is, like, actually quite good. Let's go ask our buddies, the scavengers, if they have anything they can do. It looks like no. We don't even have the option to really ask them. Buy a surprise livestock. 150 money for a surprise livestock, huh? Okay. I have this crummy scroll. And sandwiches. Everybody loves sandwiches. We got a horse. That's okay. It's not exactly what I was looking for, if I'm being honest. I just came to rest and visit. We pay to get our physical wounds healed. We have plenty of wood. We can just camp. So it looks like they are not actually going to help us in any meaningful way. And then while we're camped, I suppose we could gather some coal. We don't have a lot of other stuff to do here. We're so close to being able to do a gather in one turn. Well, how many turns do I plan to sit here? What food do we have left? We still have sandwiches, we have some relata, we have some pickles. So I wouldn't be creating any new kinds of food out of the stuff we have. We're certainly not going to be able to get any research done. Yeah, we don't have the resources to make anything, really. I guess we just cook because there's nothing else to do. It's like... Okay, we can turn the herbs into some food, though. This is a new kind of food. Wholesome bean soup. Best keep at bay after if you're on a date. Okay. Shouldn't be a problem out here on the road. We only have enough herbs to make one thing of it, but that's fine. I guess actually we're probably gonna sit for 2 turns so that we can finish gathering some coal. And also, I guess we're not actually that injured. I was gonna say, and also so that we can finish healing, but we didn't end up taking that much damage running from the bandits. So we still have Chosen, which is like no job to do, unfortunately. We don't really know any rituals. Also, that ritual is expensive. Any progress he made on research would disappear when the camp ended. I guess as silly as it sounds, he just like doesn't help. Okay, back to the town. We have a new crafter. What is that? Alright, we really just want to gather. Oh no, he just stayed on research. Well, I guess we don't have anything that we're actually trying to build right at the moment. We have a point of advancement, so we can unlock a new building. What would be useful? So lumber mills produce wood. Mine produces metal. We don't have natural metal access, so that might be worth doing. Don't think we need a forge. Leads to the armory, which is whatever. Shielding for villagers is not a bad thing. Home sweet home. A high tower that increases health, physical and mental. An herbalist's hut. A witch hut provides bonus to rituals and something extra depending on the resource used for its construction. Well, a guard tower might be a good idea, actually. I don't know exactly what it does. I mean, it can't just increase your max health levels, right? That would be strange. But we could also use this to learn how to make, like, real weapons. Probably we ought to do that. We ought to learn how to make weapons. Because we got to get a better quality of equipment going here in a real hurry. So I guess, what do we want? We know swords provide shielding. One-handed swords are high speed, low damage. Two-handed swords are high speed, medium damage with that splash effect. Hatchets have high speed, medium damage. Battle axes have high speed and very high damage. But they just, like, they don't have any qualities, right? Axes are sort of like vanilla, but with good numbers. Clubs and mallets do that splash damage thing. Allows you to craft 1- and 2-handed polearms that may also deal attack from ranged row or deal area of effect damage. Scrolls give you... They do not have the basic attack spell, but they are a skill, but they do know spells, which is cool. And then ranged weapons. Okay, so ranged weapons do seem useful. So like when we increase our proficiency, we can use additional materials and thus end up with way more essence. So we really want to specialize in whatever it is we go after here. I think swords seem pretty good. Shielding and the shielding and the splash damage is a good combination. Also, books seem really good. They're called two-handed scrolls, but books seem like a pretty good weapon as well, especially a good weapon for people who are not warriors. All right, let's start with swords. Let's make some big swords. Alright, so our new crafter may have a task yet. So do we want to make... our guy is currently using a greatsword, right? Yeah, I think we want a greatsword because I think we want to be able to stick with that splash damage. I really like the splash damage. So he's using like a totally basic 1.5 multiplier sword with 120% shielding. Let's see if we can make something a little more compelling. So they're made of stone or wood and metal or bone. Well, we have enough bloodbone. We could go like quartz and bloodbone. That makes us a 1.7 times multiplier with 127 shielding. Huh. Life Leech and Shield Leech. Wow, that sounds very powerful. But we have to hit these thresholds in order to be able to make these. So green quality is 40 and 50, while blue quality is 80 and 100. Yeah, you would be incredibly hard to kill if you were returning 80% of your damage dealt as health and 100% of it as shield. So we need to get to 38.4 essence if we want to make one of these. How doable is that? The quartz lets us go like 16 points. We could use some advancement on like Darkwood and Mithril and hit the amounts necessary to make one really good sword. But I'd really like to hit like a sustainable path here. So we need to be able to gather more if we want to make something fancier. As it is, this is totally sustainable because we know where there's sources of bloodbone. And it's still a good sword. Out of curiosity, if we change up the materials, how much does it... Doesn't seem to change the basic function of the thing very much. If we were to make it with wood... Yeah, okay. I'm just noticing that it's showing the essence types underneath. Oh, okay. It doesn't have much of an effect on just the most basic type of the weapon. True damage plus poison damage. Okay, that's really interesting. True damage and shield leech. That sounds pretty good. If we got ourselves a little bit more mithril, again by just spending an advancement point on mithril, we could make a mithril sword that had some pretty impressive... Oh, but it's all the way up here. So we'd have to get 3 advancement points before we could do this, because we have to hit one of these and then that. Alright. Maybe for right now, let's just make a weapon or two that we can make sustainably. Make out of things that we can actually gather. And we'll worry about going big on an extremely fancy weapon later. There is no chance of a masterwork quality weapon and a 10% chance of a trash quality weapon. Does that change once we put the crafter on it? Oh, you know what? Actually, you know what we should make first is crafting tools, because he doesn't have any. So these we could make out of a whole bunch of different stuff. I mean, like, quartz and also quartz would be my initial inclination. Just because we have that's the stuff we have enough of to make where we have a decent amount of essence on each of the points of the resource. That'll give him a 3-point increase or a 32% increase. He has over 20 points of crafting, so a craftsman's aid is definitely the way to go. And then we've already slowed down. Like, we definitely still want to be getting advancement points. This is a terribly slow way to do it, though. Yeah, we're probably better off putting you guys on other stuff. Let's, I guess, have her... Yeah, have her gather. She's a little bit better at it than Bozidar is. Part of that is just that he can't equip gathering tools. Okay, we don't need any more grain. We're gonna need a whole lot of quartz, though. You can switch to vegetables. Yeah, we'll gather vegetables a couple of times, and then we'll put her on malachite, I guess. Your cow gave very little milk over the last few days, and it looks sickly. Okay, well, seems like the smart thing to do would be to observe it and see what's wrong with it. Late at night, you spot movement in the barn. You hear a rustling of the hay and finally spot an elongated worm with beady black eyes and a long tubular mouth. It suckles from the cow, but as soon as it spots movement from you, it slithers away. That is horrible. That is a horrible thing. Absolutely set a trap and kill it. The creature proves extremely alert, so trapping it is not an easy task. But once you catch the Gadzon, you have no trouble killing the fiend. The dead Gadzon dissolves into gems. Okay, pretty good gems, too. You can also use the gem carcass to track the fiend who cursed you in the first place. Okay, the events are a way better source of research points than research is. So, luck for the child, or an improvement in the ability to throw punches. Probably stats, right? Any kind of stats over things that are not stats while they're still a child. So this is the place from which we were cursed, right? Let's stay put for one more turn here. We'll actually gather some coal and do some cooking, and then decamp, and I guess we have some stuff to do. Let's get as far south as we can before getting in the water, because we move very slowly in the water. We got ourselves a good... No, this is what I wanted. Got ourselves a good crafting tool. So this is 3.3 points of gathering. We should probably actually give this to you. Okay, if we pulled one person back, we could get this down to 2 turns. I guess we're not really in a hurry to, though, are we? I'll put you on malachite. Need more goods for crafting and building. Alright, let's get... oh, hey, wow. Let's get our adventuring crew back home. Ah, really? 9 points. Yeah, we managed to lighten our load considerably here. Partially by getting robbed. But hey, it still counts. On a shallow reef, you see a shipwreck. It's a little unnerving, the sight of the people swimming around down there. Maybe that's supposed to be us, but my first thought was, oh god, mermaids. Yeah, alright, swim over to look for useful stuff. Jesus. Search the shipwreck and see that it is very recent. In fact, you can see something or someone struggling to swim to the surface. They're being attacked by swarms of nasty fish. We should help them. I think we can do level 3. That's a big shark, though. Okay, I'll accept a perfect victory. I don't need to do this manually. You've heroically rescued a trained wolf. Okay, I don't feel bad about that. Well, good. Loot the ship also, and leave. Wow. 18 gold and 20 shadow bone. These are some decent resources. Trained wolf. So it also gives, in addition to being a sweet wolf, it also gives some perception, which is cool. Definitely just continue to focus on increasing crafting. And Dobromilla is very purple stat based. Alright, I just want to resolve this event and then we'll call it for the day, because it actually has been quite a while here. I'm having a lot of fun, though. There are still so many systems for us to engage in. So we produced a not garbage quality sword. Cool. What weapons are the people of the town using? I'm wondering if we want to just go great big swords on all of them. Well, right now you can use this sword, I suppose. And let's make another one. Right, I don't have a lot of bone left. We don't have enough steel to make one of the same quality. These are a little bit easier to make. This stuff's 0.9. The monster bone is also 0.9. This being an improved resource, hold on. There's a little bit of text on the improved resource symbol here. A bit lighter, faster, and of slightly higher value, but a small risk of failure and the item being trash quality. Okay, so it wouldn't be a big deal then. It's not going to be too terribly different to use like monster bone and quartz to make another sword. We do indeed have a slightly higher chance of the item being trash quality. Also, our crafter's skilled enough to maybe make a masterwork. That could happen. Well, only one of these directly affects crafting, so I'm going to take that one. The dead Gadzon's gemstones lead you to a small cave near your village. You always assumed it was empty, but you see fresh signs of habitation here. Do we have tracking skills? Are we going to be able to do that? Sure, let's use our tracking skills to find out more. Sneak into the cave and discover a single set of humanoid tracks. Deeper in, you discover a campsite. You see dried herbs, some rags, bits and pieces, and several things that come from your village. Alright. As you go in closer, you see an old woman reading a scroll and talking to her cat. Ah, they got rid of my Gadzon, they did. Never got the chance to get the good stuff, did we? We'll have to move along, I guess. Well, we could just attack her. That is sort of our, the thing that we told our god we would focus on. Sorry, we told that crow we would focus on. We could always just kill her if we speak to her and demand our stuff back and she doesn't give it to us. This is a level... Wow, really? On a level 1 challenge? Well, whatever. We're close to town. It's not a big deal. Somebody took 5 damage. Yeah, here. Have the treasures back. It's all junk anyway. Say, now that we're buddies, you want to buy a... Still don't know how that word is pronounced, because I didn't look it up, even though we had a confusing pair of pronunciations earlier. I'll take food, wood, or leather as payment. I don't really want your... We have enough pets. Oof, these are bad gathering tools. No, I don't want to trade with that, thank you. Oh, we got research material on a young witch. That's actually a good thing for us research-wise, right? Yeah, because that'll be 15 advancement points. We should put some people on that. Or 15 research points, that is. I guess let's finish making the sword first. And we just barely can't finish it in one without the demon. Well, I mean, like, everybody in our village is about the same at research, which is to say pretty bad, right? Moira's not terrible. If we could get one more person on this, we could probably make it faster. No, you are just a little bit short, right? 58? Oh no, 58's exactly the amount we need. Yeah, okay. We'll just stop gathering entirely for the moment. And what the hell? Let's look at this too. Boy, it sure does seem like we level up quickly. Alright, Dirad can level up his showing off, or gain some additional points of counterattack. You could get better headbutt or better line charge. We're not using line charge very much. The thing is, I really want to run him out fast to take advantage of his sword, so line charge is not really a good fit. Honestly, none of this stuff is a great fit. Yeah, let's take line charge, because it is at least possible that we could run into enemies that we'd want to use this on more. If we end up facing an enemy party that has powerful backline characters or something. And then, like, showing off totally sucks. 3 points of delay, though. Yeah, alright. And Zuska, the only thing that she has available to her that gives gathering is that one. Alright, what exactly is this? The day is clear, yet suddenly before you hangs a singular dark patch of thundering clouds. It's moving fast, but it will not cross your path. Okay, let's watch it from a distance. Wow. You find a spot to observe the clouds and soon see a hairy, two-horned hoofed creature riding a small yet very sprightly goat and dragging the thundering clouds behind him. The creature seems distressed and looking for something. This is likely a type of Xart, maybe. A devious demon. Talk to it but remain wary or attack. I can't just, like, not engage. I would love to not engage. Okay, let's talk to it. I'm sure talking to demons has never turned out wrong for us, right? The Xart turns to you, his bloodshot eyes glaring with malice for a flicker of a second, then turning to pain and pleading. You know it's holler? Oh, he clearly has a swollen tooth. You've seen enough to know that a good blacksmith can do the job just as well as a healer. Yeah, I guess they both have tongs, right? Okay. Offer to help at a demon price, so that it is bound and won't trick you. Creature looks unsure, but nods its head in agreement. You take out some thongs, probably that's supposed to be tongs, and make quick work of the swollen tooth. Boy, I'm glad that they didn't go into any greater description of that. Great, now ask for the demon deal. I would curse you for your gall, but I am Smetek the Xart, and a deal's a deal. The creature grabs a bag from the goat's back and throws it at you, then prepares to ride off, the thundering clouds in tow. So we got... okay, a swift jewel and 13 more rubies. We're starting to acquire... we probably have enough rubies to actually make something out of them now. Do we want to just let him go? I'm not sure that I want to engage with him anymore. We didn't get cursed or anything here, and maybe we should just roll with that. Nah, I'm too curious about the clouds. What's up with that? We are monic sorts, so we have our tricks. But this shattering, it creeps me out, so I am moving my lot. Anything more about the shattering? No, just that it's bad far demon king. Right, he keeps replacing O's with A's, and for some reason it keeps surprising me. Comes from the ground and burns us, burns Bod. Torch shudders, hops on the goat, and waves you away. Okay, well, and that's not really great for us. You come across an impressive stone-built smithy standing proudly in the middle of nowhere. I mean, this is not the middle of nowhere. This is right outside my town. Outside stands a young shaven dwarf. Inside, you see the outline of an older, bulkier fellow hammering away at the anvil. You also spot a large pile of rocks by the entrance. Well, I certainly don't want to attack. Let's approach and speak to the dwarf. It would be weird to wander up to somebody's home. You walk right up to them while they're working and say, "Hi, I don't wish to help you," and then walk away. It's like very unnecessarily rude. "Oh, visitors, splendid. I'm Bodden, a master smith. Say, you haven't seen a couple of wee girls hiding somewhere, or maybe doing some mischief?" "No?" "Ah, well. How would you feel about getting hired to find them, eh?" "Okay, I'm cool. I'm good at being hired. Sometimes I even do the job." "You're looking for dwarven girls?" "Not strictly, no. They're more Rusalkas. Although I always say Anya has my chin, she does, and Ava has that strong arm any smith should have. In any case, they'd be two human-looking lasses, but I bet you they went to the caves, the misty swamp, or that blighted lake over there." "Okay, so if you know where why don't you just go look for them?" He shows you his legs. They are partly turned to stone. "Like I said, I'm not as sprightly as I look. Me and my wifey, we met back in the Awakening days, long, long ago. Now I'm slowly turning back to the stone I was carved from. Nature. But I really need my grandbaby safe. I'll reward you well." That's weird. So wait a minute. Is this just him, or were all dwarves originally made of stone? We have a lot of things left to learn about this world. "Yeah, sure, I'll look for your kids. Or your grandkids." Okay, well, we have a lot of stuff to do all of a sudden. Here, before we finish the episode, let me just throw this quartz greatsword over here, because I'm going to forget to do it otherwise. You know what? Actually, here's what we'll do. I'll just put everybody back in town, and that way I will definitely remember to refigure our equipment before we go anywhere next time. That is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. We are definitely picking up a lot of new directions to head in, so come back next time to see how all of that stuff goes. And we'll see you then.